with 3 series wins in the bag in the Big East, and LeGrande wastes no time to get the night started and jams it into center field for a base hit on the first pitch that Chris Sand throws in this game. And there he does go. It's ball 1. Throw to second is off the glove of the middle of the diamond defender, Rivera. He's a 6'3" second baseman because of all that. The runner goes, pitches high, and the throw is fumbled. Britt couldn't get one off, and Salinas swipes second.
And Britt couldn't get a handle.
Rivera out to center, LeGrande charging in, and the deke doesn't work. It falls in. Salinas had a good read on it, and he circles third to score. Another good at-bat for Rivera. How does that call stand? So 1 and 2, and Wells is saying that was a balk, and he's right. Here comes the second run. So it's not an RBI double for Wells, but this is the 5 spot in the lineup. LeGrande is the leadoff hitter. Fitzsimmons smacks one the opposite way, pushes Salinas back toward the corner, and that's up against the wall. This is extra bases for Dylan Fitzsimmons, the lead man for St. John's in the second.
This is just a solid swing. Good balance on the swing. The foot gets down, and then the weight transfer.
A very efficient first inning for Chris Sand on the mound for Rutgers. Just a 10-pitch inning. And early count action through the shifted infield. And this is enough to score a run on the base knock for Aiden Fry. So St. John's right up onto the scoreboard after Rutgers grabbed 2, and it's 2-1. Fitzsimmons already home. And there goes the runner. Kind of like a pitch out, and it is money. Trey Wells with a seed down to second to wipe out Fry. Charlie Meglio in an 0-2 count. And he goes chasing. So 0-2 buried in the dirt by Gilpin. When I see the Irish and I see Michigan State, Mulder and Council, that's the first thing that pops in my mind. This is golfed by Cruson to right. It's back to the warning track at the wall, and it's gone! Cruson defies the wind and belts one out of here. It's 3-1 Rutgers on the big blast to right.
Well, he put a good swing on this. This is a ball middle in. It's about as they fake the selfie. Look at the location of this pitch.
There's a logjam of guys with 4 home runs on this Rutgers team. One of them standing at the plate, and he smacks it the opposite way, challenging that wall again, and that ball is gone! Bottom of the lineup, thunder for Rutgers. Ryan Jaros with number 5. No longer stuck on number 4.
It hits it to the opposite way, but the balance.
And the 8-batter. And back to the fastball for Gilpin, and he got it called strike 3.
Let me explain.
Dirt ball, and throw goes to second to the trail runner, and they got him. Wells had no shot at getting Bernardini at third, so he gets Rafe Stanger.
You went to find somebody on your bench that played with the player that's on the mound.
A ground ball through the left side for McMillan, a base hit. And St. John's is within 2 on the McMillan RBI single. Puts a lot of pressure on your infield. But he can't put one in play as Radbill stays with the spin and puts St. John's away with 2 stranded in the third. See if Harding can leverage that. Well, he was under-aggressive there and freezes him for strike 3. So Harding back-to-back punch-outs in a scoreless inning. And even that draft class was the start. Here's a bouncer right side, and that is through a glove. Rivera can't squeeze it. It's like a bar of soap on the infield right now on 3 straight balls that St. John's have hit. 3-2. And Rodriguez does it with his bat instead. He splits the gap in right center. That's much more hitter-friendly than the hit-by-pitch as he brings a couple of home as Rodriguez races into third with a triple.
Well, he splits the gap.
for Johnny Damon?
Well, they didn't do that, but it was pretty accurate in how it was depicted.
Oh, Tyler Kane, a 1-2-3 inning. He's gone 6 up, 6 down since he came into the game. St. John's capitalized 3 errors. And Kirkner gets out of the inning. Hollering his way off the mound. Working with good tempo. 1-2. Uh-oh, wave and a miss. Showing that emotion off the mound last time. A little bit more stoic this time. 3 of 4 with runners in scoring position this year. And a line drive. He's done it again. Rivera ties the game, hitting a cool .800 with runners in scoring position on the year. All level at 5 in the 7th. They were just short of the sweep as Longoria comes out with 3 pitches to Trey Wells that are all nasty. But Rutgers ties the game in the 7th with Rivera's RBI. It's his 4th at-bat. And a bouncer, Masick, pounces off the mound. Runs coming home, play at the plate, not in time! Britt underneath the tag of Trey Wells.
Britt had
and
to get a good
swinging squibber makes it 6-5. Another bunt, bunch of small ball in this inning. Bobble brings in another run as St. John's squeezes their way to insurance.
Yeah, the safety squeeze.
This is the 4th year in a row they're playing. And back to the middle for McMillan. Another insurance run is being waved around. And it's a 3 spot for St. John's to break a 5-5 tie. 2 outs and 2 strikes with 3 runs in. And Masick with Payne over the outside corner. And a bounding ball over to third and slow developing. It's just 1 out. They get the lead runner, Meglio. Chattel legs it out to avoid 2. Now they're calling him out. 2-2. Ground ball to third, backhanded and juggled. It's a fair ball and it's another run. Meglio couldn't get it out of his glove. Looked like he wanted to come home. And Fitzsimmons makes it 9-5. Ground ball through the left side for a base hit. Bernardini has an RBI once again as everybody goes station to station, and St. John's has separation. 10-5 here tonight. And Sweeney flies one. Rodriguez gives way to his right fielder Fitzsimmons, and back-to-back wins for St. John's the past 2 years against Rutgers.